closer than the end of the week. 1 week closer to the end of the year, and 1 week closer to something on the television that you might know what it is, but if you're watching this in a week or so, then it's already come and it's already gone, and you might not watch it, you might not be interested, but it's 1 week closer to Christmas time, 1 week closer to the end of the world, 1 week closer to Doctor Who, and 1 week closer to who knows who. It's 1 week closer. Hello, the one person that said hello to me. Hello, Philip. 1 week closer. 1 week closer. Do you know what it is? It's 1 week closer to the end. So that's good. 1 week closer is better than no weeks closer, is it? Do you want more time or less? Salutations. Hello, yes. So, I'm settling in here. I've been cleaning the wardrobe. Last week, I had a wardrobe that smelled like destruction. And this week, it smells a little bit better. It might kill me. It might be filled with all sorts of mould and stuff like that will, in the end, do me in. But maybe not. Maybe it still smells a bit weird. I haven't put any clothes in it yet. I've washed it 100,000 times, and I've put mold remover, and I've put cleaner, and I've put all sorts of. It's better than it was. That's all I can say. But I'm still not putting my clothes in it because. So it's just in the corner, sort of taking up space really. And I sort of flipped it onto its side, all on my own. I was like, I asked my dad, can you help me get it onto the side and I'll clean the bottom, because somebody suggested maybe there was mould or something on the bottom. I was like, I can't be bothered with that. So I was like, I'm doing well. Then I realised I might trap my fingers, so I was like, oh no. And then I cleaned it, and then I put it back, and there was paint on the top of it. So it's, I don't know why there was paint on the top of it. I got most of it off. There wasn't, as far as I could tell, mould on the bottom, but there's definitely weird stains. I definitely think that somebody was either keeping dirty washing or animals that had expired, or just themselves. I'm not sure. It smelled weird, but it smells a little bit less weird now. Not better than it was. Well, a little better than it was, but not perfect. Never perfect. But I don't know. I didn't really want it in the first place. Now I've made the effort. Feels like I'm going to give it another week. Sleep a week. I'm going to give it another week before I'm like, give up on it. Or, yeah, right, that smells all right. It doesn't seem to have got worse in the week. So maybe it'll be all right. Who even knows? But it's 1 week closer to knowing. Yes, so there's things coming, things on the horizon, all sorts of things, good things, bad things, things in between. Who even knows anymore? I don't. I actually did something yesterday morning. Do you know pear-shaped? I did it during lockdown, and Brian Damage and Crystal have moved to Australia, and I thought it would be no more, but got up at 9:30 in the morning, ungodly hour in the morning yesterday, to do a test. So I think, well, because the internet's not great, because they're in Australia, and it was the middle of the night for them, nearly 10 o'clock at night, I think, and it was the beginning of the morning, and there was somebody, Cole Parker, who's in LA, who just sent a video in, and we just sort of chatted for it, and I'm going to send videos in, and I was put on the spot, because it was like, you can do some material that we'll use later. I'm like, oh, because I'd only just written the material, and it wasn't the best, to be honest. It wasn't the worst. Who even knows? Anyway, I'm probably not going to use it anywhere else. It was site specific, as it were. It's bijou little bit. It was specially made for the occasion. What's the word for that? Anyway, it was for the time, and I won't use it again, so that's fine. But I might put some other stuff that I'll reuse somewhere else, and that'll be in it too. That won't be until the end of January, I think. Their Christmas special is going to be at the end of January, because Brian said that he's not really up for Christmas. Although Al Mandolino, who also does stuff, really wanted a Christmas special, so maybe it'll be sooner than that. Who knows? Anyway, that'll be that, and we'll see. We'll see. So it felt like I did something. And Crystal, apparently it's 2.5 hours to Sydney from there. It's a little bit longer from here. Yes, exactly. I'm sure that he is. Yeah, that's whatever. Anyway, and Crystal said, Neath is near. Okay, whatever you say, Paul. And Neath is apparently near to here, but I looked it up and it's 2.5 hours from here, which is nearer than Sydney from here. But Sydney's not far from there. But Sydney's not a lot further from here. So I'm not going to do any gigs in Sydney because I'm not near there, but I'm not near Neath either. Are you near Neath? No, I'm not near Neath. So I'm not near anywhere. I don't know what Paul's up to, but thank you very much for that nugget of information. I'm sure that somebody will benefit from that. It just won't be me, because I am not a believer, you see. I don't really care for that sort of thing. I just believe in daydream believers. I daydream, and I'm a believer in that. No, I'm not really. Don't believe in anything. I believe in wardrobes being pretty smelly. Yeah, exactly. No matter where you go, there you are. Neath, where is Neath? It's not here. Neath is not here. Neath is all a state of mind. I was looking at Roth. Roth is apparently where Doctor Who is being filmed. Doctor Who is in Roth. The Bad Wolf Studios in Roth. Blythe Droog. That's Bad Wolf for you. Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf. Back in your bed. Yes, so yeah, that's something to look forward to, maybe, but it's always disappointing. Did you see the one on Children in Need with Davros and the Daleks? Did you see that? It was alright. It was a bit silly. It was very silly indeed. It's apparently canonical because that's what, you know, if the person that is in charge of the show does it, then it's canon. Even if it's very silly indeed. So that's how you know that something's canon. It's because the person that made it is like, well, that's out of character and very silly indeed. It's like, yes, but the people in charge said it was, so therefore it is so. Yes, I'm sure it is Paul Anka. Said that in a different way to the singer. Stupid Cupid. Is that who? Did Paul Anka do Stupid Cupid? I don't know. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. I thought that was Stupid Ice Cube when I was a kid. My dad and mum played. If it's a Paul Anka, it might be somebody else. Stupid Cupid. And I was like, oh. It was a very old album when they were playing it. I think it's from the early 60s. And I wasn't around in the early 60s, believe it or not. I hope you do believe it, because if you don't, then I'll be very insulted indeed. But yeah, so, yeah. They also had Barbra Streisand albums. The first Barbra Streisand album that she did was just called My Name is Barbara. And I used to dance around and I used to think myself a little Barbra Streisand. Yes, exactly. Preachy preach. No, preach to the choir. Now, I do not believe in very much, and that is not something that I care about. And you know what? I don't like it when other people try to make me believe things that they believe, but I respect your belief, so believe. Very good for you, but don't make other people follow, because it's a little bit pushy, isn't it? It's like if you go, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, that's good for you, but you believe what I believe, you believe what I believe, I say no, you can go where the sun doesn't shine. That's a little bit sort of aggressive of me, but you can believe whatever you believe, and I believe that you can believe what you believe, and I believe that you believe what you believe, but I don't, and I will not have you telling other people what to believe, because what you believe is what you believe, and what I believe is what I believe, and if it's not true, then that's up to me, and that's up to you, but believe what you want to believe. I don't really give a hoot. Believe what you want to believe. Groot out of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sure that he has a planet in mind. Is Groot a he or is she? It's an animal, plant animal. Groot. I did see something that said that Groot is a god. Because he's got some sort of because in one of the films there was a spark of something or other that got into the Groot, and the Groot got resurrected, and then the Groot, I am Groot, became a whole nother creature, an indestructible, reborn creature. So Groot, I believe in Groot. Yes. He's kind of an entlet. Yes, exactly. An entlet, a baby ent, like an ent. Only he can walk around more than an ent. Ents just sort of stay. Ents do move though, because the whole thing about that in Lord of the Rings is there's no female ents because they all wandered away. But to be honest, the male ents and the female ents, I mean, it's maybe just because they all look the same because they're big trees. They're not really male. Like Groot, like other things. Are they male or are they female? They're not. They're trees. You can get male trees and you get female trees. That's true. But most of them are just sort of both or neither. But I mean, you can get male pear trees and female pear trees because you have to have. Can you? Maybe I know that ginkgos. That you can have ginkgos, they get male ginkgos in public places, and sometimes they spontaneously turn into female ginkgos and start fruiting, and apparently the fruits are very stinky. Something else I heard about ginkgos today that was extraordinary is that ginkgos and avocados were developed at a time when giant sloths were around during the Ice Age, and they're not around anymore. So the fruits of the ginkgo and the avocado especially made so that giant sloths that no longer exist so they've evolved for those creatures that are no longer with us anymore, so it's a good job. And there's avocados, they suck up all the water very much like almonds, and they're bad for the environment. But think, if we did not have avocados and we did not eat avocados, then the avocados would go extinct, just like the sloths that went before them. And there's also some sorts of orchid that look like giant bees, and the bees that they look like don't exist anymore, you see. So we just see the bee that does not exist anymore. They had their time in the sun, and now they are no more, the giant bees and the sloths. Well, those avocados couldn't have been good for the giant sloths. They're very nice. Avocados are lovely. Avocados are great. I've never had a ginkgo fruit, but I'm sure that they are just as great. They might make you irate, because apparently they stink, but not as bad as my wardrobe, so whatever. Alligator pears. Yes, that's it. They weren't called avocados. They were called ajajatos. I don't know. They were called something in Aztec. They weren't alligator pear. Apparently, some growers got together to call them avocados because that sounded better than whatever they were being called before, which is something else that was unpronounceable to Western ears, to English ears rather. English ears, and American ears. English language ears, which are not the same as English years, which is 365 days or 65 or more, 364. Or sometimes it's even more. Every 100 years we have to have less leap years because it's gone wrong. Hormones purged. Yeah, yes. I half see what people are writing and not the other half. So laugh. Yeah. So that's good. Everything's good. Lol. Angry hornet picture. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Engaged hamster. Royal. That's not what you said. There was nothing about hamsters. But yes, exactly, Philip, exactly. So yes, so I don't know whether we've driven away Paul Anka. You're welcome here, Paul Anka. Everyone is welcome. Thank you for your contribution, but I don't think that you're going to convert any everybody, but maybe you will. Good luck to you if you do. There's always that possibility. And you're probably doing it for good reasons, for yourself. But I don't know whether you're still here anymore. Whatever. So yes, I don't know. My audience seems to be quite diverse and sort of dispirited. That's not the word I was going for, but dispirited is pretty much how we're all feeling at the moment. Yes, because everything's a little bit weird. I should probably learn to play the guitar. I'm probably not very far from playing it quite well, but maybe I am. I'm quite far from playing the guitar well, yes, but I'll just sort of. That sounds quite nice. Is it Django Reinhardt? I played it with 2 fingers because he'd had an accident. He had a special way of playing the guitar. And so have I. And so have I. It's very avant-garde. That's the word for it. Avant-garde. On-garde. Avant-garde. What's the difference between those 2 things? One has got to do with swordplay, the other's got to do with art. Art. Do a Christmas carol. Christmas, Christmas carol. What is a Christmas carol? Carol for Christmas. She really likes it, you see. Miss Carol, the Christmas elf. Yes. Oh, he's still there. Hello. Yes. All right then. I hope that he's not near, because he'll get an earful of guitar and then he won't like that very much. Yes. Anyway, yes, I don't know why you're carrying on, Paul, but I appreciate your fortitude. It's always good to stick at what you like. Stick at it. Probably not gonna persuade me though. Yeah, so 3 people like this, 6 people are watching it. I'm not surprised, because some of you have eyes and ears and everything. But yeah, gosh. What else has happened in the world? Other things that are not so good. Bad things are happening. Terrible things are afoot. Everybody's got an opinion, and some of them are should. But everybody has something to say, and everybody's got an opinion, and everybody is getting very irate with other people's opinion, which isn't very great. We should all have less hate, yes. Less would be good. None at all would be even better. That would be the best thing of all. Oh no. Oh well, I'm sure you do it like a champ, Philip, with all your whiskey and beer and everything here. I don't know. Probably not beer. Was it whiskey? Oh, okay then. Thank you. Well, I'm sure that's great, Paul. La, la, la. Now, everybody has something to say, and everybody. Okay then, that's nice. La 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 la. Yoke. Yolk's the joke, and yolk's part of an egg. Eggs are good. Eggs prove them something or other, don't they? Yes. Yes, la la la. Indigestion regret. Yes. Ingestion, indigestion. What's the difference between indigestion and ingestion and gestation? Quite a lot, actually. Yeah, anyway. Whatever. Oh, the universe. That's a funny thing, isn't it? Egg-shaped, probably, the universe. Is it? I don't know. You would not know the shape of the universe unless you were outside looking in. And if you're outside the universe looking in, then that means that there's something outside the universe. And that's a bit weird. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for everybody. Yes. Thank you. I think you're saying thank you to Arafingal or somebody else. But I'll take the thank you from me anyway. La la la. La la la. Yeah, it's a little bit like an egg. It's slightly less than round. It's a little bit pointy. Not very pointy. Just a little bit pointy. Yes, and something else about the Earth. The Earth's gone through all sorts of different stages. Universe. Exactly. Exactly. And you can't get back in because you don't know. The keys are somewhere else. You don't know where they are. What is the key to the universe? Who even knows? Yes, sir. No, I was talking about planets. Planets. This planet has gone through ice ages and fiery ages of fire and all sorts of things and times when the whole oxygen's out of control and there's no oxygen and there's loads of oxygen and then the all the bacteria have taken over and all sorts of things, and we've come and gone, and we've been around for at least 100,000 years, but only had civilization for the last 5,000 or so, except 12,000 if you're looking at Göbekli Tepe and all of that. And that's weird, it came out of nowhere. What's going on there? That's spooky. Spooky. What happened before that, though? And are there alien bodies in Mexico real? Probably not. But if they are, bleh. So that's scary. But got me thinking though, if the Earth, and apparently Venus has got oxygen on it, but it's very fiery at the moment, but maybe a couple of billion years time it'll cool down and we'll be able to live there, but we won't be around anymore. So there are antecedents. Is that antecedents came before? Whatever. The people that come afterwards, or whoever it may be, can go and live on Venus. And also that one of the moons of Jupiter is it Ganymede or no? Io, something like that. It's very, very cold. Oh, vintage. Oh, yes, exactly. Under the water. And I was thinking about this, the whole thing, because I live at the moment in the middle of mountains, and I'm like, oh, especially with all the stuff with happening in Iceland and stuff, with bits of the earth cracking open and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, we're at the bottom of mountains. The mountains can fold in on themselves at any time. And what if the poles go all weird and we flip? Oh my gosh, that will be bad. What if it all happens at once? What if? Like, you think, oh, well, civilization's been around for 3,000 or 4,000 years because that's how long it took to develop. Maybe that's because we all flipped and went, all sort of jostling about and turning into trees and weird stuff. And that's very scary. All scary. Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, yes, the poles. I see what you mean. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I see. Which is what the Earth will be in the Ice Age to come. Oh, at the end of the Ice Age. Apparently we're right at the end of an Ice Age now. Even though we thought we were well out of it, there's another one to come. We're at the end. It's going to get hotter or it's going to get colder. One of those things. Which is worrying, but we won't be around because we'll all go. Falling off the earth. I don't think we do. Gravity will keep us together. Yep. So that's good. Gravity's a force for good, a force for good. It keeps us on the earth. That's good. We'd be floating into space. Mars looks a bit cold, doesn't it? Well, Venus looks hot. Now this place is just right. We're a Goldilocks planet. That means that we like porridge and bears. That's what it means. Goldilocks. Well, it just means it's like not too hot and it's not too cold and it's not too wet and it's not too bold. It's just the right temperature for us to be existing. And if it was quite different, then we wouldn't be existing. We'd be risking destruction. Yes, Paris Hilton. Yes, exactly. She will. Paris Hilton. Ha ha ha. She is quite a wag. Not a football's wife or girlfriend. That would be a different thing. She is quite good at manipulating people into thinking that she's silly, but she's actually very clever. Apparently. Who even knows? Yes, I've seen a lot of her on my TikTok timeline because she's advertising Hilton hotels at the moment. It's interesting. I know her name's Paris Hilton and I know she's linked to the Hilton hotels, but she does, I mean, it's interesting because the Hilton hotels don't seem to have an awful lot to do with her, to be honest. I don't think she actually owns them or has anything much to do with them for the day-to-day running. But she is now the face of Hilton hotels, even though Hilton hotels look a bit dodgy, and she doesn't, to be honest. She looks quite intelligent, even though she pretends not to be. So, yeah, there's like people in pink pretending that they're in Hilton hotels on a special thing. I don't know. I don't think I've ever stayed in a Hilton hotel, but they do seem quite tacky. So I don't think they'll be asking me to advertise them anytime soon. Now I'm saying that. No, they don't. They look classy. What am I saying? Yes! Give me the money for advertising you. I am sorry, Hilton Hotels. I don't know what I just said. What am I saying? Oops. Yeah, this is why nobody asked me to do their brand representation campaigns. It's like, I've said something silly about you, haven't I? Yes. Did you know it was nice? It was nice. Good. Yeah, I think I might have stayed at like Braintree by Hilton. That's not what it's called. Roundtree by Hilton. Doubletree by Hilton. Doubletree. I think it's Doubletree. Like Double Mint, Doubletree. I think I probably have stayed at a Hilton hotel, and I'm sure it's quite nice. Oh, Doubletree. Yes, exactly what I meant. Double Mint Tree. La 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 lee. Exactly. I think I have stayed at a Doubletree. But not recently. When I was doing the upstage thing in Bristol, we stayed at a Holiday Inn, I think, but some of the other contestants were staying at a Doubletree, I think. No, it was a Marriott. Anyway, it smelled weird. It smelled like my wardrobe. It's like the cleaning fluid that they were using wherever the hotel was really made it smell quite weird. And it's a strange sort of, there's something filthy here, but they've tried to clean it up with disinfectant. Yes, I'm not saying that all Marriott smell like that. And it wasn't a horrible, terrible smell. It was just like a bit weird, a bit off-putting, but that's disinfectant fuel, a bit like hospitals. Hospital smell is not very nice. Hospital smell smells weird. Yeah. Doesn't mean yes, I may start a hotel chain. Yes, I got all the money to start a hotel chain. How much money have I got? At least 50p. 50p. Can I start a hotel chain with 50p? I've been looking at static caravans, and you can get one for £5,000. It looks really nice, and yet the sort of things that you get for granny annexes are quite small, that look exactly the same but are not static caravans, are about £129,000. It's like, what? Because it looks the same as a static caravan. There's something weird going on. Now, I can't really get a static caravan. If I had £5,000, would I get a static caravan? I've got nowhere to park it. Really? 2 Travelodges for 50p. Exactly. I'd still have changed. Travelodge is lovely. Have I stayed in a Travelodge? Yes. They gave me a hairdryer, complimentary. I couldn't keep it, obviously. But there was nowhere to plug it. And it got a breakfast in the morning. I stayed at Travelodge the last time when I was doing the Unsigned Comedian of the Year, the Welsh Unsigned Comedian of the Year. And I got in semi-finals. And the person that got in semi-finals with me won it. And one of the people that I beat won it the next year. So I beat somebody that actually won it. And I was in the semi-final with somebody who won it. But I did not go any further because I messed it up quite badly. But I could have been. And I blame hotels. But it wasn't the Travelodge. I had a nice stay there. It was like a little sort of in the middle of a country sort of bed and breakfast that I went to knock on the door and there was nobody there, and I was like, and it turned out that the place that I was, well, there was nobody there to let me in, but there was like another bit of it on the other side of the road, and they eventually let me in and gave me a different room, which, to be honest, that did smell a bit weird as well. I stayed in a weird hotel that smelled really weird in Vancouver as well, but I stayed in some nice ones too. Because a friend of mine, they had a spare bed in their room, like it was like a put me up bed. So I stayed in the sort of vestibule area with them, and then we went to a different place, and and then they got fed up with me, and I had to find somewhere else. It's like, we don't want you to stay in our room anymore. Go and find your own. You've overstayed your welcome. Go find somewhere else. So I went somewhere else. And it smelled horrible. It smelled really bad. It smelled like poo. What can you do? It was horrible. But I won't name it because they might want... Because I've just pretty much slagged off all the hotels I've ever been in. They all smell weird. Some of them don't. Some of them are nice. I've stayed in lots of hotels. I like staying in hotels. I really do. Don't know when the next time will be. Probably not soon. Or will it be? Maybe if this horrible wardrobe messes up the whole air quality, maybe I'll have to stay in a hotel somewhere far away because of the poison in the air. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, this time next week, the first Doctor Who episode of the new series will have been on. Woohoo! And maybe it will be great and maybe it won't. But we will sort of know by then. So I'll see you then. Like, the reason I started setting up these live things was to do a little critique of Doctor Who after it was on, because it was 8 o'clock was straight after it was on a Sunday, but it's not on a Sunday, it's on a Saturday now. So, yeah, it'll be over by the time I see you again. Yeah, alright. Well, it will be Sunday, so it'll be the day after. You won't have watched it a whole day later. Well, I won't spoil it. I won't talk about it at all, except in a sort of very oblique sort of past manner. So I won't spoil it for you. We won't spoil it next week. It won't be because the thing is, the reason I stopped doing the Doctor Who critiques is that everybody was like, well, I haven't seen it. You're spoiling it for us, or I'm not interested. Stop doing that. So I probably won't do that. So you can still... I will not spoil you for it. We will not talk. We will talk about it in the abstract. It's deal on you. Yeah. All right then. Well, if you're not around, then that's fine. But if you are, that's great too. So I'll see you next week. Happy Doctor Who Day if you celebrate. Happy other things if you celebrate too, Paul. I'm name checking you there. I'm sure there's something between now and then, because there's a lot of those things in those religions. Anyway, live long and prosper. Exactly. Live long and prosper. Oh, that's something just before I go, I found out that you're not supposed to be able to do that, and so I've got weird hands, and I didn't really realise that's something that you're not supposed to be able to do. Anyway, I can. All right, I'll see you very soon. See you next week. Bye bye. Have a lovely week. Bye bye.